What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Wednesday, August 24th, and today we're going to be talking about a collection that we've never covered on our channel, and this is the very first. And that collection is called DeGods. DeGods is an NFT collection on Magic Eden and on the Solana ecosystem. Now, the reason we're covering DeGods today and why this is the very first video of DeGods is because they've broken a new all-time high. What is that? That's the floor price of around 420 Solana. That is crazy. So guys, in this video, don't miss a single beat, because in the end and throughout the entirety of the video, I'm going to show you the case study analysis and charting around where DeGods could potentially go, but where it stands with other NFTs, not just on Solana, but also Ethereum. Most importantly, we're going to be going into also what the community is saying, how much people are buying this on secondary, how the headlines are covering this, and also most importantly at the end, we're going to be talking about the Dust token, which is the native token to DeGods. So guys, as always, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page. And most importantly, please be careful to any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys, let's get right into it. So right now the floor price, as I mentioned before, is 420 Solana. How high could it go? We're going to show you in a little bit. But the total listed amount of these NFTs is around 148 at the time of this recording on the floor. So the only 148 on Magic Eden. There are many other marketplaces where you can grab these DeGods, but honestly, some of them don't have royalty fees for the creators, so it would kind of be disrespectful to buy it off of those secondary websites, because it's not going back to the community or to the DeGods founders. So, you know, obviously you can see that the founders are using those funds to help the ecosystem. So right now you can see that there's so many different trades. Right now, more DeGods are available on the floor than there are DeGods. What do I mean by that? Well, DeGods are these characters right here, right? DeGods are the first initial collection that first came out from DeGods and the founder Frank. But shortly after that, they created the DeGods, which was basically if you staked your DeGods for Dust token, you would need around, I think, 1,000 Dust tokens in order to create these DeGods. So that just gives you some perspective of how to see this. Now, let's go ahead and go to the charts. Now, in the charts, it's telling me something crazy, right? Now we're breaking new all-time highs. Now, we're going to cover three things. We're going to look at the chart in terms of floor price. Then we're going to look at the listed amount. And number three, and always most importantly, the relative strength index. We've actually seen a slight uptrend ever since its launch. And what's really interesting is that it's been continuing in an uptrend, holding above the support line, even during the bear market and even the bull market. So this is kind of decoupled away from the cryptocurrency market, which is actually quite interesting because people look towards safe assets. Institution family offices, they look towards assets that they want to acquire that hold value over time. And it appears that DeGods could be the next new Bored Ape Yacht Club of the Solana blockchain. Now, as you can see here, we've seen many up and down trends with this collection. But right now, as you can see here, ever since this time around June 12th of 2022, we've been kind of trading sideways. And just recently today, it broke out of this bridge and it broke above 346 to 350 Solana and has even jumped all the way up to 420 Solana. That is crazy. So right now we're in what we call a price discovery mode. That means any price could be predicted. No chart, no analyst could really understand or predict what this could possibly go. It's just a price discovery mode. But what I've done here is that if you see this green stick, we possibly could reach around 500 Solana. Who knows? I'll show you some other predictions from other people, but from this chart, I think we could maybe hit 500 Solana. Now, why do I say that? It's because I've taken this green candlestick from the low to the high of this triangle, and I put it right here to where we've broken out. And that's where I can predict that we can reach around 500 in terms of its Solana level. Now, that's just my technique. Many other people will create their own analysis, and that's absolutely fine. Now, next up, we're going to look at the total listed amount. This is the amount of listed NFTs on the market floor. And as you can see here, it's bounced off of the 140 to 150 listed level number of times. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're hitting 5. So it keeps bouncing off of that. We haven't seen it ascend above that ever since April of 2022. So where could this go? If you see this go down in terms of listed amount, you will expect the price of these NFTs to go well above 500. Now, if we look at the relative strength index, this is actually really important. because we're seeing that there's a huge uptrend in strength and a sharp trend up right here to 78. Now, what does that mean? So if I take this horizontal line and break it past this line, you can see that it broke up above that resistance level, right, of around 71. That's really important because we were stuck here, here, and multiple times here, and it really did break above that. And why is that? It's honestly because they have this new NFT collection called Utes, which is what we've covered on our channel. I'll put a link on the upper right hand side. That NFT collection has got everybody super amped, super interested. And in order to like skip the process of being chosen for their scholarship program, you can skip that and just own a DeGod, and you'll automatically be listed to mint one of these without having to randomly be selected. Now, what's also really important is that when I go to OpenSea, check this out. In the past 24 hours, DeGod stands against the giants. So what do I mean by that? The giants is Bored Ape Yacht Club and also Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Now, these are the two NFT collections that are the most predominant in both NFTs on Ethereum and Solana. So now DeGods is up on that level as a top dog next to those big giants. And now people are now aware of this. If they see it on OpenSea, and OpenSea, we know, have a lot of different institution investors that are well above the normal average person. These are people who have tons of money and liquidity. So if they see DeGods on this chart, they're going to look towards that. And that's probably why we're seeing the price of this substantially go really, really high. Now moving on. Now we have to turn to Frank because he did respond to this price action, right, with regards to the floor. He said the best part about the dipping hard and then hitting all-time highs again is that you just know that everyone was just screenshotting charts and talking a lot of crap on Twitter or in their little discords where they were spending more time analyzing DeGods, the collection, than actually owning one of these. And they're still missing out. And now they're saying, oh yeah, but after the mint, let's see. Okay, bro, let's just keep playing yourself over and over and over again. Now, the reason he's saying this is because a lot of people were pretty much judging the collection from the get-go, from the very beginning, talking a lot of crap. So obviously, now that DeGods is now back on the charts, people are going to probably continue maybe to talk crap, or they're going to hop on board with this collection and be a part of the hype. But this is why it's really important to consider yourself smart money. If you invest wisely and smart and you see builders build, you'll see that Frank was always building behind the scenes. And I think that's something for you guys to keep in mind. And that's what he's doing for the Utes collection. And not only that, Shillin Villain, who is a huge critic in the space, who likes to critique different projects, well, he said this. He said, DeGods hit an all-time high in the bear market. They broke the norm. I talked to numerous teams. Their biggest excuse for failure is, we're in a bear. DeGods are taking destiny into their own hands. They're living proof of just keep trying new S's constantly, showing up daily, and you can't be denied. So that's a really good point. DeGods has never really said we're always in a bear market. That's why we're doing not so well. No, they're saying that we're always here to build. That's important. Now, another thing is, let's look at the sales, because again, we're just not looking at sales around the 420 level. Well, we're looking at all sorts of different trends, and these are great examples. So this one is sold for 400 Solana, which is around $14,000. Not only that, let's look at this one that sold for 633 Solana, around 22,000 in sales. And also, not last but not least, this one sold for 670 for 24,000 in sales. 670 Solana, that is extraordinary. I think it's because this one has laser eyes and also the gold trait. So that's really amazing. Now, DeGods News had something else to say about this. They think that this floor price is going to go to 690 Solana in terms of its floor price. Now, I don't believe that that is unreal to think. I think that absolutely could be possible because, again, we have many more days until the scholarship ends and before the mint date is going to be announced and the mint date happens. So anything could happen in between then, right? So keep that in mind. Now, also, they said that DeGods has generated, and this was today, generated 27,000 in terms of Solana volume trading today. That's extraordinary. Now, next up, I want to share something from More Daddy Capital. He said DeGods has surpassed Ethereum projects, Bored Ape Kennel Club, Doodles, CloneX, and Azuki to enter the top 5 PFP projects across all chains. Now, here's a look at what they have and what their founder has brought. Now, as you see here, DeGods has definitely surpassed all these puppies right here. But also, keep in mind, DeGods minted out around 3 Solana on October 8th of 2021, even though I didn't show it in the charts earlier when I thought it was 2022. Now, keep in mind that when this happened, they did try to, when I say they, I mean Frank and the founders of DeGods tried to do a 33.3% tax. So people that were selling below mint price were taxed 33%. And unfortunately, that didn't do so well based on how War Daddy is speaking, because I wasn't there during the time. But that didn't work out. But it's still stuck, and people actually add 33.3% to their username on Twitter. But not only that, let's talk about the Dust token, right? The Dust token is amazing. They started introducing the Dust token around Q1, and that was to, provide utility for the economy within the DeGods community. And the reason for that is because Dust token is going to be used for Utes. Now, Ute is an NFT collection that is made by DeGods, as I mentioned before, and the only way to mint one of these Ute NFTs is having Dust tokens, specifically 375 Dust tokens. Now, yesterday I posted this, that the Dust token is now $2. That was at the time that I posted this. And when I bought it was around $1.35. Now that's crazy to see that it's increased substantially over time. So where is it standing right now? Now at the time of this recording, it's around $2.08. So it's definitely doing quite well. Now, as you can see, it reached a high of around $6 very, very early on in its inception, like he said, Q1. And now it's taken a sharp dip and it's actually seeing a huge price increase. And again, between these time frames right here is when you're actually seeing the Dust token for the Utes thing. Now, if we go to Hello Moon, this is a great website to study the Dust token. If you go to trade and you find the Dust protocol, you can understand where the Dust token is going in terms of charting. And as you can see here, it broke past its resistance level of around $1.60. And now it's trying to break anywhere between $1.65 up to $3, and it could possibly consolidate or trade sideways. But if it does break past $3, you could see it go back to its new testing levels of around $4 and of around $6. So that's going to be insane. So guys, what's the conclusion of this? Now, in conclusion, is this worth investing into right now at this moment? I will tell you there's a lot of upside after this. I'm not saying that that's a promise because, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an influencer trying to create entertainment and also give you educational, informative value so that you can make the best decision for yourself and the right investment for yourself. It's up to you. Don't invest more than what you're willing to lose. Don't bet your house. Don't bet a mortgage. Please don't take out a loan. This is not worth it. But if you do have a ton of money set aside to buy $16,000, $20,000 worth of one of these NFTs, then it's up to you to decide. But you will be a part of a community that's really rare, and it's going to be a top dog in the Solana ecosystem. Imagine buying a Bored Ape, but in Solana. And considering that this is around $20,000 roughly and up, considered to Bored Ape Yacht Club, that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, this is obviously a better entry point compared to those top dogs. But again, you'll have an automatic whitelist mint for the Utes NFT collection coming up. And on top of that, you get to be a part of an amazing community. So that's my point of view. That's my perception. I hope that this video has been very helpful for you. Again, this is our very first video of DeGods, and I look forward to covering more about DeGods later on down the road. And as always, guys, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the Global Crypto Assets Exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.